Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advancement and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Folks, we've got an absolutely insane show for you. A show that I never thought we would have to produce. Now, we all know that LeBron James, by a lot of people, is regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. No problem. But yesterday, we got a piece of news that absolutely floored me. Absolutely floored me. And I saw some other creators talking about it, like Too Raw for TV, but one of our viewers sent me the post. And we decided to go live about it. And I looked at the post from Bleach Report that we want to show you guys. And it says, practicing with the G League. LeBron James is expected to practice with the South Bay Lakers this week as he ramps up his return. And I'm like, you got to be joking. You got to be joking. Then I started to go through the comments, and we don't have to show you guys the comments. I'll just read it for y'all. It says, one guy says, so he's playing with Bronny. Another guy says, this is so disrespectful. Another guy says, the greatest G League player ever. Another guy says, imagine not knowing and LeBron just shows up at your practice. Another guy says, next, and LeBron drops 127 points in Lakers G League team. On Lakers G League team. Another guy says, that's a dream come true for G League fans. Another guy says Braun about to put up Wilt numbers. Another guy laughing his ass off saying, why is this funny? And people just kept on roasting him all over the internet. Another guy said Jordan would never. And it just keeps going on and on and on. And one guy finally said the Bronny way. And then I put up a post yesterday on our channel. And the thought just occurred to me. And I wrote, let me pull up the post here because I thought it was pretty apt. And I said, first father and son to play in the G League. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a crazy story. It's crazy. Who would have thought that LeBron James and G League would be in the same sentence? Now, James and G League are part of the same sentence with Bronny. But LeBron James and the G League? Why did they put this information out? This is what I'm trying to... And I know the person that put out the information was JJ Redick. But why did he put it out? You knew what people were going to say. You must have known. You must have known. And now you got LeBron and Bronny making history like in reverse. First, they made history as being the first father and son duo to play in the NBA. And now they're going to be the first father and son to play in the G League. It's just crazy stuff, bro. It's just crazy stuff. But let's get to a more serious aspect of this all. Why is LeBron in the G League? Practicing with the Lakers. He's there practicing with the Lakers, their G League team, to ramp himself up to be able to return to play with the Lakers. I have a bunch of thoughts that I want to unpack right now. First of all, the timeline of this entire thing has been really, really questionable. The first bit of news we got was that LeBron was going to miss the opening day of training camp. We later on saw him attend the event at with Kai Cenat. Then, the next thing we heard was he was going to miss all of training camp. Now, here's what's interesting about it. During media day, he spoke about some injuries that he had in the past, his knee and I think his ankle. The one thing he never brought up was his sciatica. He didn't bring it up. So I was surprised because I was watching LeBron play golf. He was posting it on his Instagram. So I'm like, you're playing golf with sciatica? How is that going to happen? You're swinging, you're using your legs, your back, everything. So we then heard that he was going to miss all of training camp. Then we heard he was going to miss all of the preseason. Then we heard he was going to miss the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. And then the timeline has now shifted all the way that LeBron could be making a return in mid-November. Well, folks, we are basically at mid-November right now. Just 2 or 3 days, and we're going to be in the middle of the month. And then I said, well, this is curious. We're already at the middle of the month. And then they're saying that, oh, well, after he goes through this 5-on-5 scrimmages or whatever practices, he's then going to be reevaluated in another week or two. And I'm like, in another week or two, we're now looking at going into December. And in all of this, there's a bigger question mark, which is what's going to be the result or the impact of LeBron's health when he returns to the Lakers. Why is this important, guys? Currently, right now, the Lakers, are the number 4 seed in the Western Conference. They have an 8-2 record. They have won a game in a row, and they're 8-10, obviously, 8-2 over their last 10. They had a pretty good win yesterday. Luka Doncic had 38 points. Rui Hachimura had a fantastic game in the second half. Luka's now averaging 37, like 10 and 9. This is just cartoonish numbers, right? And the Lakers have somehow, some way, found a way to establish some type of chemistry, some type of identity within themselves. So in the midst of all of this, on a more serious note, apart from the jokes aside, a lot of us are now sitting back wondering, okay, well, what's going to happen when LeBron ultimately returns to the Lakers? I was watching the game yesterday between the Lakers and the Charlotte Hornets, and I was listening to the announcers because I was watching on a League Pass. So I was watching it from the standpoint of the Charlotte Hornets, and I was listening to the announcers, and one of the announcers that was calling the game said something pretty interesting, which was, he said, LeBron is coming back. And when you inject a player like that back into your offense, back into what you're trying to do, things are going to change. The way players do things is going to change. The offense is going to change. And he's saying he's wondering of whether or not that's going to throw off what these guys are already currently doing. And this is a legitimate concern. Because what's going to happen is LeBron is now the odd man out, as crazy as it sounds. Because if the Lakers have been able to enjoy a certain level of success, certainly more than what most people thought they would do. I thought the Lakers would be competitive. I didn't think they would be this good, a top 4 seed in the absence of LeBron. But if he comes back and they start losing games or they start struggling, then everyone is going to look at the newest variable that was added to the equation, which is him. Right? And I don't think LeBron wants to be in that situation. Now, some people have suggested, he should come off the bench, or he should. That's not going to happen. LeBron's not coming off the bench. Like, let's just throw that idea in the garbage. There's no way that's going to happen. No way on God's green earth LeBron James is coming off the bench. When he comes back, he's going to come back as a starter, right? But that's the more serious aspect of all of this. Forget about the fact that we're cracking jokes about him playing in the G League. Forget about all of that. The more serious question is, when he does finally return, is he going to help the team keep rolling, or is he going to be a hindrance? And that's what a lot of us are kind of waiting to see. Now, personally, I'm like, bro, just leave it the way it is, bro. But we shall see. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.